For Grenada to realize its true potential, we must all be a part of nation building. From every corner of the world, our sons and daughters carry the spirit of the Spice Isle in their hearts through culture, innovation, investment, and service. Now is the time to come home to your beautiful Tri-Island state, to reconnect with our roots, share our knowledge, to inspire our youth, and to help shape a stronger, more resilient economy for generations to come. We are all part of the collective journey to shape the future of our nation. Together, we are building a nation we are proud of, a nation defined by opportunity, unity, and purpose. Grenada is more than a place on the map. It is our heritage, our future, our home. We look forward to welcoming you.
Yeah. Welcome to the ride. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? How are you? How are you? How are you? Share the program, share the thing. Quickly. Guys, today's an interesting conversation. Yes. Lydia, how you doing? Rhonda, how you doing? Nice. Colan Nash, how are you? Guys, first of all, let me say that I want to say big up and thanks to the family, the friends, the supporters in Montreal, the family, the friends, the supporters in Toronto, Canada. I just came back from Canada just about a few hours ago. I took a couple days. I see I wasn't on yesterday, so I took a day in Canada, just resting and relaxing and stuff like that. After an overwhelming weekend, it was a wicked. It was an amazing weekend. Yeah. Canada, I love you. Let me tell you something. Every place we went, every stop, every place where there are Grenadians, you guys reached out, you guys gave me big hugs. Like I really felt like a king in Canada, amongst the Grenadian people, amongst the Caribbean people. You guys did it for me, man. Jennifer, how you doing? Kind of make me feel like I should go out more, right? Kind of make me feel like I should go out more. Like I want to go to England probably next week or so, because I love the vibe from Canada. So London are coming. I promised you before. I know I was there 2 years ago, but I'm coming. Love it. So big up yourself, Canada, Montreal, Toronto, Mississauga, Brampton, the whole crew, all right? Nice, thank you so much. All right, guys, so today's Tuesday, right? Tuesday, share the program, guys. Tuesday. Veron, how you doing? Big up yourself. So Tuesday, and you know what we do on Tuesday, right? Tuesday is all about what's pissing me off. And there's two things that really pissing me off, guys. Two things. First thing that's really pissing me off that I really need to talk about, and I think I spoke about it before, is people, politicians in particular, certain politicians, some people, I don't think they're politicians. They want to be politicians. They're people who aspire, right? Who failed in everything else that they did in their life. And they figure that because, they closely align, or they was closely aligned, or probably still closely aligned with a political figure, or what have you, then they want to get their way into politics. But they're not people person. They're not people oriented. They don't have the following. They don't have the support, and they're only doing it for pure reasons, right? Pure reason of spite. Now, a few years, I think it was 2-3 years ago, there was a particular individual. I spoke about this before, so you guys probably know who I'm talking about. This particular individual, we was cool at one point in time, and I don't know what happened. The tables just turned, and the guy just felt like, I don't know, like he just turned totally against me. The guy, he is a aspiring politician, and I admire that. People could do whatever they want to do, move and advance yourself in whatever way. But my problem with that particular individual is the way how he went about doing it. For some reason, the guy turned so much against me, right? That he went out of his way to tell his supporters. He said in one of his posts, I remember it very clearly, we are going to hit him in the pocket where it hurts the most. So essentially what he was saying and telling his supporters is that they should not support me at the time I was starting a new business, and he figured that he could use his political power, clout, or whatever to take advantage, right? Or to make sure that I don't succeed in whatever way. So he put that out on social media. And he said, yes, we go hit him in the pocket where it hurts the most. To ensure that, from his perspective, I don't succeed. Right? Now, this same person today, and after he said that, of course, I looked at him differently because me and the guy was cool before. I said that guy could have stabbed me in the back. That guy could have stabbed me in the back because I used to turn my back and walk away from him. Right? I see today, not today, the other day, this same person, the vindictive son of a beep, 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 right? The man standing up on a podium and talking about if elected as MP of a certain constituency, that his policy is to bring people together. What kind of crap is that? Bring people together where? You're vindictive. You don't care about nobody. You, and I know you, I classify you, I study you, I understand you, and I understand exactly what you're trying to do. And you're not going to get there. Because the only reason that you are trying to get to a position where you have sort of control so that you'll do the same thing that Donald Trump doing to some of his supporters. You're vindictive. You're nasty. And this person, guys, this particular person, after saying this to me and going around social media, like he's a scam, a spammer, right? He would go and post under people's posts. He went and make up story about other politicians, like a little baby, like a little wimp. And then he come in on the podium and talk about, hey, if elected, you bring people together and we need to come together and work together and want to lead people. You can't, with that type of attitude, with that type of personality, let me take off my phone because a lot of people, I have the phone on my computer that's on. That's why it keeps going off. Let me close that WhatsApp. Yeah. With that type of attitude and personality, nobody should put you in any way close to power. Because you already show the world who you are. And he ain't hiding it, That posting that he made, calling people name and cussing out people and making mawit on social media, it's still there. It's still there on social media. And the man have the audacity to stand up or to stand in front of people and talk about how he wants to be elected to bring people together. Now, come on, man. You see what I'm saying? What kind of crap is that? What kind of crap is that? So, from since the individual took out a whole vengeance with me, I already told myself that no matter what constituency that brother is going to be going up or putting up himself, I would launch a campaign against him because he's no good. I know you guys want me to call his name. His name would be called Inner Timing. I'd have no problem calling his name, but Inner Timing, we will do it in a proportional way. Any constituency he put up himself in, I would launch a campaign to show the people how nasty and dirty this particular person is. It will be my task, my job, my call it a public service announcement from me to you guys, because I know he no good. He no good. He have no sense. He can't speak. He can't articulate. He cannot bring people together. Let me move on, because this has been after I saw a little clip of it. I don't watch, After I saw a little clip of it, and he's talking about bringing people together, I'm like, oh, please. Oh, please. All that man what you between on social media, cussing people, making all kind of nanate on Facebook, like a little jammit. Yes, yeah. I tell you, I'm pissed. I'm pissed in truth. Now you want to talk about bringing people together. It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. So that's what's pissing me off. Yes, yes. Breathe. Thank you very much. The other thing that's pissing me off, it's not all about me, but a lot of things on my mind. So I made a post while I was in Canada, while I was, I was traveling from Montreal to Toronto, and I saw a whole set of stuff on social media in regards to the announcement of the Nigerians or of the process of granting visa-free access for Nigerians. So this is a big debate. Now, I love debate. I love the fact that we could have conversations about things, because it's like a public service announcement. Again, you get different perspective, and then it refines the conversation. So I made a post and say, because I saw the direction that people was taking it, the conversation almost started to sound like us versus them, like them and they and over and it's like you were separate. We are separating ourselves. So I made a post and I said that we cannot be afraid of Africa or Africans. So the fear isn't ours. It is our colonizers' voice in our head. They taught us to fear ourselves, so we'll never come together. And boy, that sparked massive debate. And it made me look at a certain set of people again kind of cross-eyed, because I thought that a lot of people was already came to the realization and the rationalization and the understanding that, you see, Africa and you see our ancestors, that is a foregone conclusion. Is no dancing away from the topic that we are African and where we came from, our ancestors. And it's very evident because I went there. I've been there more than once. And I understand and I see the people. I looked into the eye and I saw them, right? And when I looked into the eye and I saw them, I saw myself. I saw my grandparents. I saw my own self. So I know that there was no separation. There was no breeze between us and Africa. Africa is us. We are Africa. But the kind of nonsense that I saw on social media, right? And this sort of BS that I saw people talking about, and I even saw my good friend Jenny Simon, who oftentimes posts on the ride along. kind of jeering on the nonsense, the separation, and saying, yeah, tell them, jeering people on to continue the dotishness. Now, legitimately, we could talk about visa-free access from one particular place or a particular place. But we have to look at it from an even perspective. We cannot look at it one-sided, right? And a lot of times we are looking at it from a colonial eyes because we are not taught properly. We have to unlearn. We have to unteach ourselves because what was told to us was a lie. What the colonizers, what they told us about our ancestors, what they told us about ourselves was a lie. I recognize it. I witnessed it. I've been there. I saw it with my own eye. Yeah? I saw it. So it's a lie. But we feel that it is real. What we was taught, some people believe that Africa or the people in Africa or ancestors, or we didn't even came out, or they're not even our ancestors. Some people actually thought and said in that particular post that don't even let it fool you to believe that we came from Africa. Well, let me tell you, nonsense. So I decided to extend this conversation by inviting a friend of mine. He's like a historian, and I learned a lot more about him after we did Touch Africa, where we went to Ghana and we experienced everything together, right? And I saw the brother in a different light, right? And I I learned a lot from him, from his eye as well. So I want to bring on, you know him very well. He's no stranger to Ride Along. He's been here before. Kumar Nelson.
My brother, good night, and
What I
good
want
night
to
to
know
all your
about
listeners.
Nelson. I don't know if you still use that.
Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, yes.
And you hear what you say? Unfortunately. And
Uh-huh.
you say unfortunately, right? And I wanted to say earlier, the names that we are called, even the names like George, people watch me and they say Junior George. And when people say that, call me that name now, I feel kind of irky, I feel kind of like, that's not me. That's not my name. That's really not me. Because George is not an African name. My ancestors were not called George. That is the people who molested my ancestors and took them as slave and then named me after themselves. So unfortunately, I'm called George. So I like the fact that we had that experience. Anyway, Kumar, welcome to the ride. How you doing?
Well, thank you for welcoming me and having me here. I guess you're pulling me into part of your controversy.
It's not my controversy.
You know, but Julian, let me start on what I would call a very positive note, because you mentioned something there, and I want to pick up from where you left off. You said when you went there and you look into the eyes, you saw us, you saw yourself. And I just want to recap when we went to Ghana, the feelings we got, because I experienced the same thing. I mean, we were home, away from home.
Yes.
And, the people we met on the street, it's like it was a level of fluidity. We just gel. We were just one. There was no sea that divided us. There was nothing that divided us. It's like we were home. And
Exactly.
what is amazing, starting from living Grenada, and we were so proud that coming out of Grenada, we entered Ghana visa free.
Ah,
Visa free.
that was the
We
happiest.
walked in and we were embraced.
Yes.
We just had to have our yellow fever card, but visa free. And what that did to me, it made me feel a sense like if I had at least immersed in something bigger than my little island. I was part of a community that was international, that was big. I was embraced now by a continent where I belong, a continent that had and held my roots, a continent where my DNA imprint is large. Yeah. So I felt that now that I am embraced, and it was not just me, but the many other, not just Grenadian, but other black people. But remember in 2019, Ghana had a year of return
Yes.
where they opened up the door for all Africans, recognizing
Yes.
that no longer should the seas and the oceans and the different continents be a barrier to us. And I'm just using Ghana as the gateway, but when I speak, I'm speaking about we going home to Africa. And I met someone at an activity on Saturday night, and the person went to Uganda, and they
Mm-hmm.
was talking about the same kind of well being home, and reaching and bowing and touching the ground of the ancestors. So I don't know. I think I don't know of any other way to express that. I don't know of any other sensible way to talk about that experience or talk about the connection that we should be feeling with something that is without question. I mean, there's so much empirical evidence without question that we belong. That
Yes.
is our root. That is our home. And so I have no doubt as to one, I am African. I am African because of my phenotype. I am African because DNA is imprinted in me. When I dance, when I smile, the kind of jokes I laughed at, the kind of double adjectives I use, um, the kind of things I am pulled to, the kind of music that
Mm-hmm.
differentiate me. Even over 400 years in the Caribbean, our music sound closer to Africa than anywhere else. We
Yes.
are connected unmistakably. We don't need not even the history book. We don't need even the history book to recall the slave ship or slavery. We don't need that to have proof that we are what we are. We are Africans.
True, absolutely. Guys, let me bring you guys a little bit up to some key facts, right? Some key facts on what we're talking about, part of what we're speaking about here. We're talking about the Grenada announcing visa free access to Nigeria. Now, Grenada has announced that visa-free entry for Nigeria citizens as part of a effort to strengthen ties between Africa and the Caribbean, encouraging investment, tourism, and business opportunity. This initiative is expected to reduce barriers from Nigerian traveling to Grenada. But what people also have to understand is also reciprocated. Because as Kumar just rightfully said, that when we went to Ghana, we also did not need a visa. Imagine, right? Imagine if you have an American passport. If you have an American passport in your back pocket right now, and you are going to Ghana, you need a visa. You need a visa, right? And you have to go through the process of filing for that visa in an appropriate time prior to your travel, right? Days before your travel. But Grenada, and as a Grenadian, you do not need a visa to go to Ghana or Nigeria and these places, simply because this is a reciprocated arrangement. Ghanaians could come to Grenada without visa, but Grenadians could also go to Nigeria and Ghana without visa. Now, from your perspective, Kuma, let's talk about the economics behind this, right? Tell us what you think about how economically beneficial you think that this would be for Grenada per se. How could Grenada benefit from this?
But even before going to depth, I want to bring some things to the table. The European Union are all heading, facing, still trying to compete for African resources. But not only African resources, the trend and statistics is saying that Africa has the most vibrant and youthful population in any part of the world. It's people that make things happen. And so they yearn to be able to tap into that population and tap into the resources of that population.
Right.
There are predictions that shows that the next frontier of development will be coming from Africa, maybe the
Absolutely.
next 50 or so years. So Why not be part of that? But I saw your post. So we come to the economics, but I want to get something things into perspective. So I saw your post.
Mm-hmm.
I saw some of the negative comments. I saw a lot of positive comments, and
Yes,
I'm
there's a lot
happy
of positive
that some
comments.
people are
Right.
enlightened and embrace that. You know, but so I think that is really good. But the root to some of those negative comments, I just pulled out from a book, Junior, and it states the images of purity and righteousness was clothed in whiteness. The priest was white, and so was his apostles and Jesus. That is what they sent to us. On the other hand, the devil and his followers was portrayed as being black. And everybody that looked black had something to defend.
Mm-hmm.
So beauty was never ascribed to us. In the first place, your hair was too kinky. So for um, persons that went to primary school around my time, your hair was too kinky, your lips too thick, your skin too black. For a matter of fact, I don't know if you remember, there was a controversy when Simone Biles was aspiring to be the number one gymnast, female gymnast of the world. One of the comment was that she didn't have the physical makeup. She didn't fit because her physique
Mm-hmm.
was different. So that was one. But all our instruments, all our religious belief, and our embrace of Mother Nature was rejected.
Mm-hmm.
So everything about us was somewhat dehumanized because we didn't look the part of purity and morality and righteousness.
Right.
So I want us to bear that in mind. So today, it is so easy that when some of us look in the mirror and you see yourself, you tend to believe you like yourself, but you hate your look. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we go to the end of the world trying to alter our look to fit in the so-called model of European beauty. So it is not strange that some of our women over the years were using hot comb to straighten the hair and using this cream to lighten the skin, and all those things. So the sense of beauty. So because of that self-hatred, it becomes easy for me and you and I, Junior, to hate each other because you don't represent the ideal sense of beauty or honesty. So you see that post that person just said,
Mm-hmm.
this kid, we have been so scammed, we have been so terrorized, we have been so. Imagine we were enslaved by a group of people for more than 300-400 years,
Mm-hmm.
and then you don't see them as scammers. You don't see them as terrorists. You
No.
don't see them as evil. But the person close to you fighting for this crumb, for these crumbs, these are the people you're afraid of.
Yeah.
These are the people you worry about. These people had nothing much to do with you. Yes, somebody might rob your wallet. Somebody might deprive you. But a whole generation of us, was terrorized, dehumanized. But you're looking at other people as the evil ones.
Yeah.
So that is when you are selfish. You cannot love yourself. So for you and I to be able to do business, it takes a real leap of faith because I naturally would not trust you. I wouldn't trust my black brothers. I wouldn't trust my black sisters. So the
Mm-hmm.
whole idea of divide and rule, which was implanted in our minds. So when you talk about the eyes of the colonizers, you had it bang on. So, look, Federation failed because we can't see eye to eye.
Right. True.
We can work together. But if it was not for a semblance of coming together, it means that look at the OEC, the OECS or Windward Islands. So many things we did together. What about West Indies cricket?
Yeah.
The fact that we are able to beat or challenge the world at one time was because we came together as a group of people.
Yes.
Yeah. So there are examples that when we unite, we can do things together. But when
Yes.
we are divided, we are going to be defeated.
But
But if you go ahead, go ahead.
they did such a good job in dividing us. It's not even funny. They did such an amazing job in destabilizing our minds that we cannot trust our own brothers and sisters. Because if you look deeply at us as a people, we don't own nothing. And the reason that is because we don't work together, we don't trust each other. I don't trust you, you don't trust me, and we're not going to work together. If you look at the Indians, the Chinese, the Jews, they move up to New York, they stay in one little apartment, everybody stay together, they pool their money together. Next thing you know, they buy a house, they buy two houses, they buy the whole block down on Eastern Parkway, my brother, because they know how to work together.
Working together is the solution. But yeah, so we remain divided. So I'm glad you used that example, but let me take it to a further to a next level. In 1884, they had the Berlin Conference. The European whites were always fighting each other. They came together in the Berlin Conference and they decided how they would divide Africa. Right? They did deliberately, instead of fighting each other, they decided to unite under one purpose: to fight us, to divide. Right? If you look at NATO, there's no black country in NATO. No, there's no black country. The idea is these people come together in order to form a union through strength, through unity, in order to protect their self-interest. But again, look at the European Union. Look at the European Union. A group of European countries come together, adopted a similar policy to work together to protect their own interests, right? And every move that we have made to unite, there was some problem, some assassination, some way in order to keep us divided. So
Yes.
of course, some of our leaders are yes people that yield to the idea of colonialism, that succumb to the wishes of external forces and did not serve the interests of the people. But all the powerful leaders in the past that tried to do so, they were either gunned down, assassinated, or poisoned or something to the other. Because as if Africa and if black people through the Caribbean and Africa can unite together, we would be a force to reckon. For matter of fact, we are nothing in the world if Africa is not free and if Africa is not united. So that
Absolutely.
move by the government of Grenada, and I must say commendable, because I believe we are getting that because particularly not just the government, but the Prime Minister of Grenada is so ahead of his time in linking and going to Africa, in order to start to develop that economic base, that economic path road towards development. Because we are being fought from North America. We don't have that much friends. We know that our people get killed on the street. We know what is happening as it relates to visa and visa application now and thing. And this is happening now, it's happening all over. And if you recognize the focus of that action by the present American president is geared at, of course, us, Caribbean and African in particular.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, the funny thing about it is, right, Kumar, the names that people call these things, like for instance, I see someone put in there that scam. They call it, I hope they ain't coming to scam, scam us and all of that stuff. If you look at what's happening, who are the biggest scammers in the world? They are not the guys in Nigeria. They are not the people in the African continent or Jamaica. They're scamming you right in front of your eyes, so billions and millions of dollars, and you're still bowing down to them and calling them master and your gods, right?
Well,
They use words like embezzlement. They're using scamming. Wait, they call it a little poor boy a big thief. He's a thief, a big thief. But when they steal millions and trillions of dollars, no, they embezzle. It's a nice, classy word.
for a matter of fact, I think what is happening, they have almost legitimized or legalized the I don't want to say scam because it's not even scam. Imagine that when these people are united and you have a natural resources and they want, I think that is more than scam, where they would come with machine guns, or they come in the night and remove your leader because they want your natural resources. Or when they would ensure that they would put certain, like the IMF and the UN bodies and certain bodies to make sure that they help control that there are certain things you cannot do. I mean, let us take an example. So I don't know if that is calm, but let us take an example of what happened in Nigeria with Dangote. He has built the largest refinery in Africa, maybe in the world, and the 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 IMF and the World Bank is asking for Nigeria to deregulate, open up the country. All along when Nigeria was in trouble, and the oils were flowing in the Delta Valley and on those places, and them flowing in some of the rivers, no problem. No, he's doing something successful, and they want him to deregulate. They want to make sure that he follow international standard. You understand those those things and those terms they use in order to derail progress for Africa and for us. But so I am baffled and I am surprised that so many of our people in Grenada are still so backward. So many of them are so backward. And I use the term loosely because I generally try not to use terms to describe people. But how can you look into your mirror and hit yourself in perpetuity? How can you see me as your brother and see me as your enemy? What is wrong with us having relationships and close relationships and bilateral trade with Ghana, Nigeria, and Senegal, and those countries and them in Africa? That
Yeah.
is the way we should be going.
And
We
you
should
know the
have
funny thing?
visa free. We should have. Which I yearn for the day when they should have charter flight or flights. If it's once a week, going to,
Yeah.
so we make it easier for me to just fly and go and visit my brothers on the other side of the continent.
Come on, you know the funny thing about this when I hear the back and forth and the bacchanal and the TV that people kicking on social media about it. Ghana, and as I told some of my colleagues in Ghana and in Africa, the continent, Africa don't need nobody. Africa don't need the West. Africa don't need US. Africa don't need France. Africa don't need nobody. If you look at Nigeria, let's just look at the music of Nigeria. Some of the most biggest topping hits Afro music are from Nigeria. Let's talk about the movies, right? African movies, Nigeria in particular, produce some of the most of these stuff. Dangote, he's the richest man in Africa, and he is Nigerian, right? So you look at it, people look at it from the perspective of, okay, they hear of incidents or accusations of scam and all of that stuff. Listen, there are people like scamming in Grenville. Let me tell you something. I have my little Ride Go app, and the amount of people right here in Grenada that have fake credit card numbers that's scamming me off of rides. So should I say the whole of Grenville are scammers? I have last week I had to fight people because they on the app and they put in fake credit cards on there, and it's not people from Nigeria that's doing it. It's not people from Jamaica that's doing it. It's people from Grenville and people from Sotters and some people from St. George, and I see in their location. So what am I to say no? You know, everybody in Grenville are scammers. No, there are people bad in every aspects, every place in life. I can't classify the entire population as that. But let's look at the millionaires, the billionaires, and the resources that are there in those places that we could benefit from because they don't need us. They really don't need us. They don't need America. They don't need France. They don't need nobody because they have everything in Africa. And that's
It's the only continent that is self-sustained, that
yeah,
can be self-sustained. It's just a matter of Africans again coming together to unite, to tap into the resources, to claim the resources, and to develop themselves. And I believe that when that happens, that would be a day when we, as Black people all over the world, would get that kind of respect that it deserves. So that is where the story has to go. So
yeah.
I'm rallying for Nigeria. Nigeria is supposed to be the giant of Africa to rise up. I'm rallying for Ghana and all those other places and them to take their rightful place in history,
Yeah.
and that is why I guess I am applauding the whole work of Ibrahim Traore, and
Yeah.
I just hope that it can last the next 10 years. 10
Mm-hmm.
years is all asking for, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because I think if he lasts for 10 years, much would be accomplished, and more other African, Western African countries would join that struggle in order
Yeah.
to fight against the oppressive forces that has been keeping them down for years.
Absolutely. Let me also say this, guys, on the question of the scamming thing, because people still putting it up and have the feeling, right? If someone from any country with the technology that exists right now, nobody don't have to come to Grenada to scam somebody in Grenada,
Yeah.
right? So if they think, okay, well, okay, they open up visa, oh my God, all of them go just come to Grenada and just start scamming people left, right, and center. Nobody, the most set of these things that I've seen, a lot of them come from India. We have people in India that do it. We have people all over the world that does it.
All
The
over,
United
all over.
States,
It is a universal thing.
it's
It's
a
all over.
universal thing. And they don't necessarily have to get on a plane to come here to do that. In the people that in the other places, when they have all the whatever credit card or whatever issues that you're having, and you found out that somebody in Guinea or somebody in some Spain or something, they didn't take a plane to come here to do it. They don't have to do that with technology and the internet. So don't think that, okay, visa free access. So more of them gonna come here and scam. Like that is so shallow minded, and I think that's where you have the colonizers in your head. They have the colonizers in their head. They have not gotten away from it.
But just going back, I've heard some negative as it relates to, and some people, I guess this whole conversation started because the Nigerians came here for African Liberation Day. They were here for African Liberation Day. And Junior, I was there at Victoria Park, and I can tell you it was an excellent atmosphere
Hmm.
as those Africans showcase the talent, on the streets and on the stage. And I think we need more of that. We need more of that. Remember when we were in Ghana and we went on the coast? Was it on the coast? And this group performed, and we all
Oh
were able
yeah,
to join and be yeah. Or when we
yeah.
went up on Lake Victoria, and we
Hmm.
went into this sort of traditional community, and
Yes.
yeah. So I am saying, and it is natural. The drumming echoes to us, the feeling, the dance, the food. It, although we were not there before, well, I was not there before, but the fact that it seems so easy to fit into.
Hmm.
So these are our natural allies. That's our natural allies because
Yes.
our root is there. As I said, we don't even need the history book to tell us that we came from there. It's just in our DNA. It just in our eyes, in our look, in our
Yeah.
whole being.
Yeah. And that
Yeah.
is so true. Now, we are saying, guys, I'm saying in particular that every territory, every sovereign country, every sovereign nation have the right to protect their borders.
Yes.
So whether you are from France or Belgium or China or India or wherever, Grenada should protect its borders and ensure that no one takes advantage or break the law, right? So there should not be a specific law for any particular person more so than the next. So what I'm seeing is that that full yeah, that attempt, that push that we're seeing is more so to affect Nigerians and not the others, not the other people. So put a special regiment, have
Yeah.
visa free access for the United States, have visa free access for France, have visa free access for all these people. We have known crime, known embezzlement and scamming and all these other things. Have it for them, but not for our brothers and sisters in Nigeria. I don't understand it. You have a question?
No. I just was asking, finding out if you usually um take questions. But
Yes, yeah, I
yeah,
do,
yeah, yeah,
and absolutely, and I got, I'm so passionate about this topic. Listen, I could speak about this for the whole day. But let me open up the phone lines and take
yeah,
your question, guys, because we need your input on this 718-701-5720. We're talking about specifically the push to have visa-free access, right? It's called the Grenada has announced a visa-free access from Nigeria. So, and it's reciprocated. And again, what a lot of people don't know is this is a reciprocated arrangement, meaning that they would have visa-free access here if that is the final decision, but we would also have visa-free access there. So it's a reciprocated arrangement. When myself, as we stated earlier, and Kuma, when we went to Ghana, we did not need a visa to go to Ghana. And that was so beautiful. When I
yeah,
went there, I remember the person said, passport, please. And I gave him my passport. The person before me was an American, so the American passport. And they asked for the visa, and the guy had to showed him the visa and all of that stuff. I just came there. I gave him the passport. The lady who was dealing with my documents, she said, Grenada? I said, yeah, Grenada. She inquired because probably she didn't know because it's relatively new. She inquired to one of her superiors, and he just nodded to her like this,
yeah,
meaning that yeah, it's fine. Grenada don't need a visa, and they gave me back my passport. In the look that I got was like a welcome home.
welcome. But Junior, I don't know. But take it. What amount of wealth and resources we have here that would attract an influx of or a major kind of scamming cartel to come to Grenada? Think about it.
I don't,
What kind of resources we have here? We
I
are an
don't.
island state, but we're just building bridges to build our cultural base, our identity. I mean, there are so much things we inherit and we have in common with Nigeria. Is not funny. Yeah,
That is so true. That is so
yeah,
true. And you see, I think a lot of people are emotional. They're taking it from an emotional place, right? Rather than a practical place.
yeah,
They hear visa, and first they pivot to the worst, not the better part of it. Like, wow, okay, so listen, there are how much million people in Nigeria? Wow. So that means that if we get an influx of tourists coming from Nigeria, that means that it would boost our tourism.
yeah. Of
And
course.
people don't feel they feel because you that this color you don't have money. Listen, let me tell you, and you would agree with me. The amount of nice cars, big house. You have any place in the world you've been to that has seen more big houses and nice cars and posh vehicles and well-dressed people than Ghana, than Africa? No, people seem to think people in Ghana, in Africa, they're needy, they want it, they have to go and grab it. They don't
Yeah,
need. What they need and what they would love is an island life because you saw the beaches there, right? When we went
yeah,
to the
yeah.
beaches, is not nice. I tell you
No,
this,
no, no. Well, those we went, those we saw. We didn't.
right?
Those we saw.
It's not like Granad's beach.
Yeah,
It's not like the waterfall. Some of them probably never even seen a waterfall before. They yearning for this type of things. Just like how when we go there, how we yearn to go to the castle, to these places. We yearn for these things. So they yearn for what they don't have, which is these nice these things,
yeah,
right? And that's why they want to come here. Not just, oh, you know what? Grenada, let me go and overstay in Grenada. So what's going to be, the same thing would happen if anybody overstayed any place else. They would have to go through the process. Like
yeah,
everybody else. If they have to extend, they go to the immigration, they extend, and they go through it the legal way. This is already precedence. That's already set. So why do you think the law would not abide with the decisions and just allow Nigerians or whoever to just come here, stay for whatever time they want, scam whoever they want, and just put like a rubber stamp on it? People, I don't know, people are not thinking about this thing from a practical place, Kuma. And that is the frustrating part about it for me. Right. I think I had a call, but I just hung up on the person by mistake. Guys, 718-701-5720. I'm taking your call right now. We're talking about this topic of visa-free access to Grenada, the reciprocated agreement. We already have a reciprocated agreement for Ghana, for Ghana, and
Yeah.
now we're hearing about it moving to Nigeria. Now, I remember when Dangote, who is the richest African person alive right now, right? He owns many businesses in Africa, right? In throughout Africa and around the world. I remember when he did the fireside chat with the prime minister. And if folks could just go back a little bit and watch that. And one of the things that stuck out to me is when he said that in order for the Caribbean tourism to really see growth, they need to have better accessibility between Caribbean and Africa. This have to be an easier process. It shouldn't be a way that where we have to have to go and get a visa, and we saw that with Ghana. We have a phone. We have a call. Hold on, let me see if I could take it. Just hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, caller. I didn't open up the phone lines directly, so I'm going to open it up now and pull you into the phone line. So just hold on 1 second. Hold on, caller. Stay on the line there still. Again, guys, while I do that, I'd like to tell you that this program is brought to you with the kind compliments of Ride Go. All right. I got to take that caller on the speaker. All right, caller, go ahead. Caller, go ahead. Where are you calling us from?
All right, so good evening, Junior. I'm calling you from Grenada.
Grenada, go right ahead.
And good evening to your guests.
Yes.
I just wanted to make a small reminder to Grenadians that in 2017, September 2017, Grenada and Russia signed a similar agreement. A country that Russia that we have absolutely no ties to. Grenada has visa-free travel to Russia, and Russia had visa-free travel to Grenada. In an agreement signed in New York in September of 2017. So, Nigeria is not the first one. I'm sorry we have all of this getting all of this backlash about this thing. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd share that.
Thank you. I appreciate that, caller. Thank you so much. Yeah, Kuma. I didn't know about that one.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
But it's very important that the caller mentioned that because there was no backlash. There was nobody made noise about it.
Right, exactly. Carla is saying that Canada and America don't need visa to go to Grenada, right? Grenada need visa to go there. Why should that be, right?
She said, but yet Grenadians need visa to go there. Why should
go
they?
there? Yeah, you see? So it's not reciprocated. I think, and I continue to say this, Kruma, that we need to see this from how beneficial it could be for us. Because as I said, and I will continue to say, that the continent of Africa is self-sustainable. They have everything. They don't.
But you mentioned benefits. You mentioned benefits, but to me, it is not always. It is not just financial.
True.
Because for me, the sense of belonging to a larger community, and as I say, that is why France and Germany and all of them form the part of the European Union. That's why they have NATO countries. Is belonging to something bigger than just your island state, you know. And so by coming together, there is immediately economic benefits that can accrue to us. We have nothing here to attract major traffic. Nothing really in Grenada.
True.
To attract, we don't have oil. We don't have no serious mineral. It's like it's sun and sun and sunshine.
Sun and sunshine, yeah.
And little gravels and nothing we have here. We don't have nothing really.
Yeah,
so,
true.
So the point I'm making, like, it's just being part of a bigger community, a larger community, and we could actually benefit more than them by being part of that, psychologically, culturally, and otherwise.
Yes. So, and as we said it earlier, some people are looking at it from one perspective and want us to look at it from a bigger perspective. Because I think the people that are making those comments, they never took the time to probably even look deeper into what they know about Africa than what they probably see on television, saw on television,
Yeah.
or read in some history books when they was in school. So they've never been on the continent, right? So they think that Africa is this place
Where everybody
that
live on trees.
everybody live on trees. As when we went to the yeah. Cuba, we in Africa, and I swear, I swear, I think you probably at some point you're there in New York or you're there in England or someplace because the place
Yeah.
is nice. Nightlife, kicking doors, all you going to party, all kind of thing in the
Don't expose me. Don't expose me.
you go to a party. Let me tell all your Kuma go to Kuma was out. What nicer in the
Yeah,
night
well, but
time.
and the sense of safety, I felt, but actually in Ghana, um, it's not easy. But the music, so it so resonates. It so resonates with me. Not just the music, but the mingling with the people in the market and the various places. They so resonate with me that I at most time I felt so homey.
Yeah,
So
yeah. For me, guys, and I urge people. I know you take trips and you go to England. A lot of people go to the Caribbean quite a lot. That's fine. You have to go back home. You take trips, you invest, you go to other parts of the world. But if not now, but at any point in time in your life, just plan to take a trip to go to Africa. Touch the continent. Like go to Africa. Put your foot on the ground someplace in Africa. It don't matter which country. And people think, I hope people still don't think Africa is just one big country. 54 countries make up Africa. It's a lot of countries there. Nigeria, Ghana, there are a lot of countries. So it's not one country, right? And they all have the different little cultural thing, but it's still the same. You still understand where the source came from.
yeah,
So take and make it a blatant investment that you go to Ghana or you go to Nigeria or you go to an African country just to touch and understand. You have a totally different idea as to what Africa is. You will. And you would not come back on social media and make ignorant statements. Because that's what
but
it is.
even if you cannot travel now, at least open a book that makes sense and
Yeah.
read.
Yes. Because when we learned about the transatlantic slave trade, and as much as you could even read it, we saw documentaries on it. It
Yeah.
hits different being in the castle, eh? It
Yes,
hits
yes.
different being in the castle where the peephole is like this small, and all you could see, all the whole, all you could see coming from that hole where there are 250 slaves or folks that they were preparing to send down out of Africa. It was this small, and it's hot, and it's small. And then when you go upstairs by the governor's mansion, the window alone or the living room alone is about twice time as big as the dungeon where 250 of our ancestors was, right? When
Exactly.
you understand that right above the dungeon where people was being mutilated and sweat and killed in their own feces, there was a church. Could you imagine that? There was a church and there's a big hole. So all the wailing and crying and bawling down in the dungeon, they're hearing it right up in the church.
Right there in the church.
And you trying to call your own brothers and sisters scammers and thieves, and you have the audacity to put your mouth and fold it in a sentence and make words together and call your own people that, and then you embrace the people who killed, mutilated
Rape.
men, women, and children, and they get a pass. But
Yeah,
your
they
own
are
brothers
your
and
heroes.
sisters,
They are your heroes. They are the righteous one.
they are the
But I
right
mean,
one.
just responding to that person comment. You know, when I say we have nothing, I'm talking resources. I mean, I know we have Grenadians have made a mark, so I'm not belittling the fact that we are a great people and we have a lot to give in terms of human resources and human capital. I was just referring to the natural resources like the oil and the gold and such like that.
Right, exactly. And talking about oil and gold, the most rich continent for natural resources is Africa.
Yeah,
It is dirt rich.
yeah.
They are, as I said, when you go there, you understand what I say when I said they don't need nobody. Yeah, I was speaking to a musician the other day while I was there, and when they have concerts in Ghana, right, 50 and 60,000 people, you know. And I told the guys, I said, well, why do you have to do a North American tour? You don't
Yeah,
need
yeah,
to
yeah.
do a North
But
American tour for what?
we were. I mean, maybe that is um, going out to a next level. But we were so, how we say it, pleased to see or surprised to see the quality of talents on
Uh-huh.
those small areas. I mean, we, as I say, we used to go there. I used to go there almost every night just to be part of the communities, and I went different places. And
Hmm.
the talent, man, I remember one night we went to a karaoke night. I mean, I was so blown away by the level of talent that is there in Ghana. It's really, really amazing.
Yeah.
So,
And let me show you this, right? Let me show you guys this. I'll put a picture up there. I hope you guys could see it. Kuma, could you see that picture?
yeah, I've seen you, yes.
Okay, so you see that picture, right? That
Yes.
picture is the very first time. I look horrified, by the way. I look horrified. I look as if I see a whole ghost, right? That picture I took the first time I went to, that's the entrance of the dungeon when we
Ah,
go down in there, right? I
right.
went there and I spent 5 minutes or
Wow.
less. And
Wow.
when I came back, Kuma, I was sweating like a pig, like how you see me sweating there. That is me. That is the actual picture. As soon as I came out, I didn't go down. They're so wet.
Wow.
Just to show the people the immense heat that you get emitting from the dungeons that inside there. That's where your ancestors was, and it wasn't only one or two or three or four. It was over 250 of them that was in that
200.
dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
And who did that to us? Who did that to your ancestors? You ain't calling them scammers. You ain't calling them thief. You ain't calling them this. You ain't calling them nothing. It's open sepulchre for them. But your own people, you want to chastise and call them names. We really need to re-educate ourselves. This is really embarrassing, to tell you the truth, because a lot of people just don't know and just don't understand, and probably they may never understand, because they may probably even think that we put you for a political purpose or something like that, when we just expressing our experience being in Ghana for that time period, and that's the truth. You know,
Mm-hmm.
again, guys, 718-701-5720, that's our number here. We're talking about this, and I know people have their opinions on it, because you guys expressed your opinions on this particular situation here. So we're giving you an opportunity to call in 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. What are the pros and cons of this arrangement, right? Do you see the cultural exchange that could derive from it? Not only financially, as Kuma rightfully said, but the political exchange, the better, broader understanding that we can
Of,
have of
of
ourselves.
understanding of ourselves, because this whole thing of what we call, so there are few words and practices that we have in Grenada, and things like our salaka
Hmm.
has direct roots in Nigeria. Things
Yeah,
like the Baptist faith, when you talk about Shango and Ifa and those things and them that are practiced and were practiced here in Grenada for many years, these practices come directly from Nigeria. So having that connection with Nigeria is having a gate in order to explore our identity, our history of who we are. So that connection is totally, necessary for us as a people to see how far we have departed, how much we have. I don't want to use the word is not evolved, but how much we have transformed, how much we have departed from the original practice that we had. You
yeah,
know.
yeah. You know, Kuma, one thing I want to say, right? And I said it earlier. There's so much work that needs to be done, eh? And it's not funny. There's so much work that needs to be done. When we talk about divide and rule, right? You know what was done to the Africans that's there that didn't leave? They were taught not to trust us.
Just the same way. Just the
Just
same way.
so
Just
we
the
were
same way.
taught not to go back. We were told don't go back. What we saw
Yeah.
on television was depicting children with all kind of fly lying on their face and the fly don't moving at all. I remember just being in front of the TV like, look, like the fly just land on the child's face and the child is there like this. And that's what they showed us, right? So they taught us, you don't want to go back to Africa. Africa lives in trees. Africa is this. Africa is that. Africa, you don't want to go back, right?
For
And
matter
they,
of fact, we were told we were much better coming here, and for matter of fact, we were rescued. We were rescued from savagery. We were rescued from savagery.
yeah,
So coming to the Caribbean was we should have get on our knees and praise them for ensuring that they took us away from this barbaric life.
yes.
Yeah.
They were taught, ladies and gentlemen, and I know this firsthand. I know this firsthand. I'll give you a quick example. They were taught not to trust us. So if
Yeah.
I can trust you and you can trust me, we will never work together. I was doing a documentary. The last time I was in Ghana, quick story. I was doing a documentary. And the documentary involved a young lady sharing her story with me about her lifestyle, right? For ride along. So the lady decided she would meet up with us and she would share the story with me. And I was very happy that I would get her perspective, real life perspective. I went to my cameras, microphone, everything to talk to her so that I could get her story. On the way there, the lady called the driver who was driving, who was moving with me, who was taking me around. And he put her on speakerphone and he said, she was speaking to him and she said to him, hey, are they gonna pay me? Are you sure they're gonna pay me? Now, we didn't make arrangement for any kind of big monetary compensation. I said I would give her a stipend because I don't really like to pay people for the story because they would embellish and talk, kind of make a sweeter story than it is. So I don't really do that, but I'll give her a stipend. So I agreed to give her a stipend. So she asked him, she said, are they really gonna pay me? And the guy responded to her unconsciously, he said, of course they're gonna pay you. They're white people. He said it's so unconscious, Kruma, like it was so natural that he said, of course they're gonna pay you. They're white people. They will pay you. And I told
Ah.
him, I said, who's white people? I said, who? Me? So they think that we're white. They think that we feel like we're white.
Right.
And he really just said that unconsciously, Kruma. Not even really thinking consciously to say,
But
boy,
you see, ingrained in his head is that we as you can't trust your own black brothers or sisters,
that's right. But if it
and
was
that is
white,
what have been planted into us. So how can we develop if we don't get rid of that stigma that has been placed on us?
boy, they did a good job
They
on.
did a good job.
Yeah, no, they did. Well, let me tell you, this thing was well planned out, man. This thing was well planned out. The
Well
fact that we're
executed.
fighting about coming together and bringing ourselves together, and we know, we sang, we understand unity is strength, and we are fighting unification by bringing our own brothers and sisters from across the pond together, which is going to benefit us in so many different ways, mutually benefit everybody. We are fighting. They did a good job in messing us up, Bridget.
Yeah.
They mess us up. I don't know if we'll ever fix it.
It will take a while. It will take a while.
No, man.
It will take a while.
Slavery?
Take a lot. It would take a while. It would take a while for us to get there. I don't think it would not happen in our generation, but it would take a while
Yeah.
because it is deep seated. It is really, really deep.
And if you look at even, I mentioned earlier at the top of the program, my same old brother, who I knew for all this length of time, deep in his heart, he wanted to see me flat on my back. I remember when I started, and that's the same old sister in the same community who saw me grow up, who know my family. She tried everything to ensure that I don't get up there. Because why? Because it's a crab in the barrel thing. Well, if I get up there, then I don't know if they feel like they get down. I don't understand. So the crab in the barrel syndrome is what's happening, and it's deeply rooted. We see it every day. So when you're fighting your brother, when you're working hard, you're working overtime to keep your own brother down, it's mental slavery. You are messed up. You should be happy to bring somebody up. You should be happy because if you all get up together, if we all get up together, all the way up there, you know. If I slumber and I fall and I start to get weak, you go prop me back up. You can't stand alone. But the mental slavery that we have, that was like breathed into us, the colonial slavery that we can't get away from, is what is keeping us back and keeping us down. I don't know if it's ever going to fix, going to change, going to get better. It is what it is, my brother. I hope people would try and strive to do better. You know. Let me take a quick break, guys. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll try to get some calls again. 718-701-5720. You're watching Right Along Live. Don't move.
So brothers and sisters, yellow!
Grenada, the month of June will come alive. 4 years ago, we made a decision to move our nation forward. Now, we are stronger and more determined than ever before.
Unity is strength, and we getting stronger.
On Sunday, June 21st, the National Democratic Congress invites you to the biggest celebration of progress, hope, and people-centered leadership at the Montrouge Plainfield for the NDC's 4th anniversary mega rally.
Yellow fever.
Under the powerful theme, 4 years stronger, you, me, us. Thousands will gather in one voice, one heart, and one vision for Grenada's future.
Now we give them yellow, 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 yellow. Yellow fever.
Come hear the leadership shaping tomorrow. The Most Honorable Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell, Honorable Andy Williams, the South Boss, Honorable Ron Redhead, Senator Claudette Joseph, Honorable Philip Telesford, and more. Experience live performances, electrifying energy, powerful messages of transformation, and the unstoppable spirit of the people of Grenada as we celebrate fathers across the nation and the world. Contact your constituency office for transportation. Bring your flags, bring your family, and most importantly, bring your yellow. Sunday, June 21st from 5 p.m. NDC Mega Rally 2026. 4 years stronger. You, me, us.
Things happening.
June 21st, guys, that's happening at Mount Rouge Playing Field. Also added a few artists. I think I saw Muddy on the cast, Alma Boy, and more. Yeah. Kruma, we went over time already, but it's an interesting conversation, man. We feel we could talk about this forever. We didn't even talk about all our experiences, but we will have a time for that. Closing thoughts, Kruma, what do you want to say in closing, and while we wait for a call to come in, if folks want to do so? I think you're muted.
Yeah, I just want to say, one, I'm glad that we had that opportunity to air our views, and hopefully some persons outside they might have a different viewpoint, it might open up their eyes. But I want us to take note, if you don't hear anything from what we said, look in the mirror and realize that they have told you in books, in stories, that you are ugly, that you know you don't want anything. But it's also time to throw up that yoke and be anew. Throw up that yoke, as some religious, I guess, throw up that yoke, be anew. And embrace, open up your heart, your minds to new thinking. The only way we can develop is to walk among ourselves. Whether you're from St. Andrews, St. George's, or St. Patrick's, as Grenadians, we should walk together. And if you're in the Caribbean, we should walk alongside with the Trinis and the Tobagonians and the Bajans and the St. Lucians. And as we are Black, we should walk alongside with Africans. There's a natural progression. That's how we develop. So this idea of coming together is not just unique to us. Every nation that have been successful, they have done that. So we just need to look around, take a page from them, and see what works for them. Junior gave a story about the Filipinos, the Indians in North America. they work together in one small room, and when they come out, they build a room. A Grenadian has to get a little something is you, and you fight off. You pay that rent for 10 years, only to save $10,000 because
Yeah.
you don't want to live with anybody else. We don't have that sense of community, and it's not too late to start now. That we could work together, and embracing our African brother is a natural progression.
Yes.
Something naturally we should do because they are us and we are they.
Yes. There's not even a daylight between us, you know. There's not even a daylight between us. It is us. It is we. We can't hit our brothers and sisters. If our brothers and sisters fall and they're hurting, we are hurting. If
Yeah.
Africa fail, we all fail. We don't have a home. Think about if you don't have a home to go back to. You in outside in the diaspora world and you don't have a home to go back to or a place to call home. You will never feel complete in your life. Kuma, I thank you so much, my brother, for giving us this remarkable conversation here. I hope people go back and watch it because when we're talking about enlightened and powerful things like this, people don't like it. You know, people like Bacchanal, they like Mawet, they like this, they like that, and then you know what they were going to say? They were going to say, "Oh, Junior, right along, just like TB thing." You know, we have stories, we have different things. Yeah, we deal with all kind of aspects. But when we have this type of conversation, we need you to pay attention as equally as when we have the other things going on. Because
Or
this
the
is what,
Bacchanal.
yeah, they like Bacchanal. They like Bacchanal. You know what I mean? They like Bacchanal too much. Come on, thank you so much, my brother. We keep in touch.
Yes, man. Thanks. Great. All
All
right.
right. Yeah,
Thanks for
man.
having
Cool.
me.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. That was Kuma Nelson. Nick Cox just posted something on the chat. He said the population of major African countries, Nigeria, 227.9 million. Ethiopia, 128 million. Egypt, 114 million. Congo, 105 million. Tanzania, 66 million. 63 million. South Africa, Kenya, 53 million. Sudan, 50 million. Uganda, 48 million. Grenada, 100,000. Put that into perspective. Put that into perspective. And see the benefit for us. See the benefit for us. And listen what I urge, guys. I urge, because Kuma spoke about it earlier, where he said that in 2019, Ghana had this year of return, right? Where they were granting citizenship for Africans or black people. Black people. We're talking about black people in general. You come to Ghana and you get your citizenship. You get your passport. You are a African. You could start a business in Africa. You could benefit from anything that someone currently living and reside in Ghana. Anything that they have entitlement to, you have the same thing because you have a passport. You have a citizenship document of Africa. But that didn't just die in 2019. This year of return, it expanded, it extends to even now, I believe, that the new government, because I believe 2 years ago there was a new government, so they had to tweak the thing a little bit, but it is back. So I urge friends and family and people who really have a question about their ancestors or they see something in a book and they don't quite understand and they really want to understand themselves when they look into the mirror and see who they are. Take the trip and go to Africa. That's the reason why we do Touch Africa, you know. Believe you me, that's the reason why we did Touch Africa. That's the reason why we took about 9 to 12 people just a few months ago and took them to Ghana. They had, Kuma was one of them. They had one of the best experience, one of the most amazing experience ever. They got to see history from their eye. It was no, somebody doing a documentary and showing it to them, and you have to question the integrity of the information that you're receiving. You see it right there, brethren. You see it right in front of your eye, right there. Then and only then, I think people could comment on the topic of this great opportunity for allowing a reciprocated arrangement where Grenadians could go to Nigeria, Nigeria could come to Grenada visa-free. But here, if America say, or if Canada say today, visa-free to Canada or visa-free to America, I will show all you how fast all you go run. I will show all you how fast all you go run. You know why? Because you have something against Africa. You have something that you have something against your motherland. And it's not your fault. It is not your fault. They lied to us. They lied to you. They lied to you. They lied to me too. I'm walking around with a lie. This person that I'm called is not me. The person that you're called is not you. You're not Joseph. You're not Philip. You're not Smith. You're not George. Those are European names. Those are the names, the colonizers. Like if you get a dog, it's just like if you adopt a dog. You adopt a dog by the market or whatever. And you say, you see, that dog, I will call that dog Peter. And I will give it my last name. So you call that dog Peter, or Peter is not a dog name. You call that dog Brongy. Brongy is a dog name, right? You call that dog Brongy. Use Brongy, right? Use Brongy. So, and my last name is Joseph, so use Brongy Joseph. That is you. You are the dog. You're my dog. Your name is Brongy Joseph. You know what happened? Brongy Joseph now go up, and Brongy Joseph have other little puppies. And the other puppies now is Joseph too, because that's the name, they get it. And 5 and 6 generation of Brongies kept that Joseph name until they don't even know what is their real name. So the truth and the fact is, your name is from the colonizers who raped and abused your ancestors, men, women, and children. They took advantage of you. And you gladly sport their name. Think about it. Think about it, guys. If that don't make you guys, if that don't make you feel a chill, like you're not a human, that's serious. If that don't make you have a chill, like you're not a freaking human. You don't even know your name. And that's what the Africans tell us, you don't even know your name. And they laugh. All of them could say, this one's from that tribe, that one is from that tribe. What tribe are you from? Are you like, tribe? What tribe? It is so far gone. It is so far gone, you don't even know your name. You don't know your tribe. You don't know nothing. We're just like, what? What is that tribe? What is that? We don't even know. We don't know. Everybody in Ghana, Nigeria, Zambia, all in places, they know their tribe. They know their tribe. They could tell you. They could tell you their name. They could tell you their tribe. We are deficient. We don't know our name. We don't know our tribe. We don't know our tribe. Could you imagine? We don't know you. What is your name? My name is Junior George. Really? Really? That's why I am Kweku, guys. That's why I'm Kweku. Kweku is a male child born on a Wednesday. That was given to me by one of the gods there. Not gods, the leaders, tribe leaders. And when you go to Ghana, like, I forget to ask Kumar to say his name, because when you go through the process that we take you through in Touch Africa, you go through a process where they have a naming ceremony. You get an African name. I know George and Philip and Peter and Jefferson and What is that? What is that? That is not your name. You are glorifying Your slave leaders, you are glorifying them. You are literally rejoicing. You are literally rejoicing. And there's certain parts you can't go in Africa. You can't go in Ghana. You can't go in certain places because you know why? Because it's like you're mocking your ancestors. And they told us that, A certain place that you cannot go as your regular self with your European name because it's like you are mocking your ancestors. Imagine if somebody, and this is, let me say before I say it, let me say this is going to be kind of gross for some people to understand, right? So let me just give you a quick disclaimer. This is what I'm saying, kind of gross to understand, all right? Okay, but I'll say it just so I can make my point. Again, I'll say it again. What I will say is kind of gross. People may not like it. It may come across kind of bad, but I'm just saying it so that I could bring across my point. Okay. Imagine, right? Someone sexually abused your mother. Told you it's going to get bad. Someone raped your mother. And produced a child. Do you think it's right that that child keep the rapist's name? Think about it. I'm coming back. I'll be right back.
Welcome to the island's boldest ATV experience. The only tour daring enough to bring you this level of excitement, freedom, and adrenaline. Feel the power. Conquer rugged trails. Experience breathtaking views. Ride beyond the ordinary. Feel the power. This is not just a tour. This is the power of Ride ATV. Get ready for fun. Get ready for excitement. Get ready to ride. Book now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Ride ATV. Adventure starts here.
All right, guys, the reason why we do what we do. So this was the first Touch Africa. And again, I know people would say, the first thing they say, oh, it's so expensive, or they can't go, oh gosh, I don't have the money. But just find it when you have to find it. But this is Touch Africa. This was the first Touch Africa that we went to to Ghana, and we showed people, we shared with people who they are. We showed them their ancestors. Not a book, not a fabrication. We actually went on the ground. We walked on the ground, and we told you and associate you and affiliate you with your tribe. We told you what your name, you got an African name. When you left Africa, Ghana, you feel like a new person. So we have a next one coming up in November. And again, we have a next one coming up in April. We have April, and then we have we have November, and then we have April. Go Africa. If not with me, if not with us, if not with Touch Africa, just go Africa, and you go see differently. You go hear, you go feel differently about even this situation, this argument. This is a non-argument. We want our African brothers and sisters to come together, whether here or there. We want to go there. We want them to come here. There should be no barriers. And only when you go there and you really understand your history, people that made those stupid statements, those illiterate statements, asinine statement, probably they will retract and have a better understanding. I kind of even want to sponsor one of them to come so that they could open up their eye. I want to see what they say, oh shoot, but you know he was right in truth. You know he was right in truth. That is the truth. All right, guys, so Touch Africa is in November. And then we have another one in April. If you need more information on it, call me. I'll give you all the information that you need. Touch Africa 2 is coming up in November. And I know what people go say, oh, it's too expensive. Everything costs money. You just find the money when you have to find the money. If you want to get some real history and answer some real question and see and be a part of real life and real history and know yourself, you will find it. You find it to do everything else. People just take out people. I find they should give. I find, you know, like how you does go. People just go to the bank and they would give you a loan to buy a carnival costume, and you play with it one day and then you stick it in a corner. What you learn from that? I ain't saying it don't nice, but what you learn from that? They should give like a loan in the bank to give people opportunity to go to Africa. You're gonna learn more from that. Yeah. All right. Yes. Yeah, so, guys, I think I said enough. For more information, guys, if you want to go to Africa or Next Touch Africa, inbox me right after the program. I'll give you all the information that you need. All right? Just bring yourself. You don't worry about nothing. From the time you're touching on the airport, we got you. You got transportation, you got food, you got tours, we're taking you everywhere. Everywhere. Every single place. You don't have to worry about nothing. Just bring yourself. Just come. Just come. And you're going to see what I'm talking about. You're going to see what I'm talking about. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of our program, guys. We appreciate you. Catch you guys again tomorrow. Good night.
For Grenada to realize its true potential, we must all be a part of nation building. From every corner of the world, our sons and daughters carry the spirit of the Spice Isle in their hearts through culture, innovation, investment, and service. Now is the time to come home to your beautiful Tri-Island state, to reconnect with our roots, share our knowledge, to inspire our youth, and to help shape a stronger, more resilient economy for generations to come. We are all part of the collective journey to shape the future of our nation. Together, we are building a nation we are proud of, a nation defined by opportunity, unity, and purpose. Grenada is more than a place on the map. It is our heritage, our future, our home. We look forward to welcoming you.
There's a new way to move in Grenada. Ride Go. Ride Go is here. Ride Go. Where do you want to go?
So brothers and sisters, yellow!
Grenada, the month of June will come alive. 4 years ago, we made a decision to move our nation forward. Now, we are stronger and more determined than ever before.
Unity is strength, and we getting stronger.
On Sunday, June 21st, the National Democratic Congress invites you to the biggest celebration of progress, hope, and the people-centered leadership at the Montrouge Plainfield for the NDC's 4th anniversary mega rally.
Yellow fever.
Under the powerful theme, 4 years stronger, you, me, us. Thousands will gather in one voice, one heart, and one vision for Grenada's future.
Now we give them yellow, 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 yellow. Yellow fever.
Come hear the leadership shaping tomorrow. The Most Honorable Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell, Honorable Andy Williams, the South Boss, Honorable Ron Redhair, Senator Claudette Joseph, Honorable Philip Telesford, and more. Experience live performances, electrifying energy, powerful messages of transformation, and the unstoppable spirit of the people of Grenada as we celebrate fathers across the nation and the world. Contact your constituency office for transportation. Bring your flags, bring your family, and most importantly, Bring your yellow. Sunday, June 21st from 5 p.m. NDC Mega Rally 2026. 4 years stronger. You, me, us.
Things happening.
Hi, I want $10 on Playway, $20 backup on Pick 3, and cash for each, please.
Okay, are you adding multi-X to your bet?
Yes, multi-X, all of them.
Smart! Best value bet. Backup and multi-X, you cannot go wrong.
Don't matter the bet, multi-X all of the daily games.
With multi-X added, your winnings can be multiplied 3 times, 5 times, even 7 times. So make it a rule. Add multi-X to all your Playway, daily pick 3, and daily cash for bets every day and for every drop, and watch your money grow. Available at stores and online.
You heard it here. Multiply your winnings daily. Must be 18 or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
The sun is hot, the breeze is slow. I need a ride. Where do I go? Ride, go, yeah. That's the name. Island roads will never feel the same. Tap the app, just one click, hopping fast, it's real quick. Ride, go. Where do you wanna go? To the beach, to the street, let the island flow. Ride, go. The good vibe show, fastest growing ride, everybody know. Ride, go. Where do you wanna go? To the beach, to the street, let the island flow. Ride, go. Let the good vibe show, fastest growing ride, everybody know.
Where do you want to go?